Okay, I should be live. Let's double check that that is the case. First time streaming on this channel. Let's double check here. Oh, it's just got a typewriter as my live stream. That kind of sucks. Okay. Test, test, test. How long is the delay? Let's see here. Oh, it's just got a typewriter as my live stream. That kind of sucks. Okay. Test, test, test. How long is it? Pretty long, like a 20-second delay, but we can work with that. Okay, so we can probably just close this out. Alrighty, so this is, what just happened? I don't know, because I minimized the screen. That happens if I do that. Okay, good to know. Anyways, this is Dustin. This is day 5 of my NaNoWriMo series, and we're also going to be looking at the OpenAI Dev Day that I didn't realize was a thing, but it happened today apparently. This is a bit different because I'm actually live streaming this and recording it the night before, so I don't know if you've noticed, but I've tried to edit my videos lately and try and make them better, but the problem is the editing makes the process take twice as long as the writing itself. If you've ever watched like Survivor Man or any of those shows where people have to survive in the wilderness but also keep track of all their gear and record themselves at the same time, that's kind of what making daily videos about NaNoWriMo is like. And I've only got like an hour a day some days, like today, to do this, so we're going to do this one live and try and save some time, and then if anybody shows up and wants to ask questions, I can do that too. I didn't really schedule this because I don't know if I'm going to be available at like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. So I just kind of hopped on. But if there's a good response, then maybe I'll just do a live stream every day instead of a pre-recorded video. But I thought before I jump into the NaNoWriMo stuff, I would just watch this OpenAI Dev Day video. I don't know how much this is going to apply to writers, but we can check it out and see, I guess. I'll try and make myself not too big and distracting. And what the volume is going to be like here, but we'll see. Yeah, so this is OpenAI's big announcement like 10 hours ago or so. We'll see what they have to say.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. Please, welcome to the stage, Sam Altman.
I'm guessing that voice is AI by the sounds of it. My boy Sam, I might do this to like let's do like 1.5 times. Let's do like 2 times speed. Hopefully you guys can keep up. I watch most of my videos at 2 times speed. Then we'll be done in 20 minutes instead of 40. So let's go.
Good morning. Welcome to our first ever OpenAI Dev Day. We're thrilled that you're here, and this energy is awesome. And welcome to San Francisco. San Francisco has been our home since day 1. The city is important to us and to the tech industry in general. We're looking forward to continuing to grow here. So we've got some great stuff to announce today. But first, I'd like to take a minute to talk about some of the stuff that we've done over the past year. About a year ago, November 30th, we shipped ChatGPT as a low-key research preview, and that went pretty well. In March, we followed that up with the launch of GPT-4, still the most capable model out in the world. And in the last few months, we launched voice and vision capabilities so that ChatGPT can now see, hear, and speak. And more recently, there's a lot, you don't have to clap each time. And more recently, we launched DALL-E 3, the world's most advanced image model. You can use it, of course, inside of ChatGPT. For our enterprise customers, we launched ChatGPT Enterprise, which offers enterprise-grade security and privacy, higher speed GPT-4 access, longer context windows, a lot more. Today, we've got about 2 million developers building on our API for a wide variety of use cases doing amazing stuff. Over 92% of Fortune 500 companies building on our products. And we have about 100 million weekly active users now on ChatGPT. And what's incredible on that is we got there entirely through word of mouth. People just find it useful and tell their friends. OpenAI is the most advanced and the most widely used AI platform in the world now. But numbers never tell the whole picture on something like this. What's really important is how people use the products, how people use an AI. And so I'd like to show you a quick video.
I actually wanted to write something to my dad in Tagalog. I want a non-romantic way to tell my parent that I love him, and I also want to tell him that he can rely on me, but in a way that still has the respect of like a child-to-parent relationship that you should have in Filipino culture and in Tagalog grammar. When it's translated in Tagalog, I love you very deeply, and I will be with you no matter where the path leads.
I see some of the possibility. I was like, whoa, something I'm not sure about some stuff. And I feel like after ChatGPT, like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. So I give it more confidence.
The first thing that just blew my mind was it levels with you. Like, that's something that a lot of people struggle to do. It opened my mind to just what every creative could do if they just had a person helping them out who listens.
So this is to represent circling hemoglobin.
And you built that with ChatGPT?
ChatGPT built it with me.
I started using it for daily activities like, hey, here's a picture of my fridge. Can you tell me what I'm missing? Because I'm going grocery shopping and I really need to do recipes that are following my vegan diet.
As soon as we got access to the code interpreter, I was like, wow, this thing is awesome. It could build spreadsheets, it could do anything.
I discovered Chatty about 3 months ago. I'm like, 100%. Chatty is very friendly, very patient, very knowledgeable, and very quick. It's been a wonderful thing.
I'm a 4.0 student, but I also have 4 children. When I started using ChatGPT, I realized I could ask ChatGPT that question, and not only does it give me an answer, but it gives me an explanation. Didn't need tutoring as much. It gave me a life back. It gave me time for my family and time for me.
I have chronic nerve pain. My whole left half of my body had nerve damage. I had like a spine, a brain surgery. And so I have like limited use of my left hand. Now you can just have like the integration of voice input. And the newest one where you can have the back and forth dialogue. That's just like maximum best interface for me. It's here.
So we love hearing the stories of how people are using the technology. It's really why we do all of this. Okay, so now on to the new stuff, and we have got a lot.
New stuff.
First, we're going to talk about a bunch of improvements we've made, and then we'll talk about where we're headed next. Over the last year, we spent a lot of time talking to developers around the world. We've heard a lot of your feedback. It's really informed what we have to show you today. Today, we are launching a new model, GPT-4 Turbo. GPT-4 Turbo will address many of the things that you all have asked for.
So it's not quite GPT-5. It's just GPT-4 Turbo.
So let's go through what's new. We've got 6 major things to talk about for this part. Number 1, context length. A lot of people have tasks that require a much longer context length. GPT-4 supported up to 8K, and in some cases up to 32K context length. But we know that isn't enough for many of you in what you want to do. GPT-4 Turbo supports up to 128,000 tokens of context.
Cool, let's go. Gonna be able to write a whole novel in one prompt.
That's 300 pages of a standard book, 16 times longer than our 8K context. And in addition to longer context length,
Awesome.
you'll notice that the model is much more accurate overall.
Have whole books in one prompt now.
Number 2, more control. We've heard loud and clear that developers need more control over the model's responses and output.
Yeah, stop telling me that it violates term of service, please.
So we've addressed that in a number of ways. We have a new feature called JSON mode, which ensures that the model will respond with valid JSON. This has been a huge developer request. It'll make calling APIs much easier. The model is also much better at function calling. You can now call many functions at once. And it'll do better at following instructions in general. We're also introducing a new feature called reproducible outputs. You can pass a C parameter, and it'll make the model return consistent outputs. This, of course, gives you a higher degree of control over model behavior. This rolls out in beta today.
I wonder if this kind of stuff is, if the Turbo is just for developers or if it's going to be in like the regular ChatGPT that we can use. Or if I'm going to have to like pay to use Playground. Although it's like super cheap now, I think anyways. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to be like a default or if you have to go into like the OpenAI Playground thing.
And in the coming weeks, we'll roll out a feature to let you view log probs in the API. All right, number 3, better world knowledge. You want these models to be able to access better knowledge about the world, so do we. So we're launching retrieval in the platform. You can bring knowledge from outside documents or databases into whatever you're building. We're also updating the knowledge cutoff. We are just as annoyed as all of you, probably more, that GPT-4's knowledge about the world ended in 2021. We will try to never let it get that out of date again. GPT-4 Turbo has knowledge about the world up to April of 2023, and we will continue to improve that over time.
That's good for like freelance writers and stuff, less so for novelists, doesn't really matter too much.
Number 4, new modalities. Surprising no one, DALL-E 3, GPT-4 Turbo with Vision, and the new text-to-speech model are all going into the API today. We have a handful of customers that have just started using DALL-E 3 to programmatically generate images and designs. Today, Coke is launching a campaign that lets its customers generate Diwali cards using DALL-E 3. And of course, our safety systems help developers protect their applications against misuse. Those tools are available in the API. GPT-4 Turbo can now accept images as inputs via the API. It can generate captions, classifications, and analysis. For example, Be My Eyes uses this technology to help people who are blind or have low vision with their daily tasks like identifying products in front of them. And with our new text-to-speech model, you'll be able to generate incredible natural-sounding audio from text in the API with 6 preset voices to choose from. I'll play an example.
Did you know that Alexander Graham Bell, the eminent inventor, was enchanted by the world of sounds? His ingenious mind led to the creation of the graphophone, which etches sounds onto wax, making voices whisper through time.
This is much more natural than anything else we've heard out there. Voice can make apps more natural to interact with and more accessible. It also unlocks a lot of use cases like and voice.
It's still like 10% robot.
Speaking of new modalities, we're also releasing the next version of our open source speech recognition model, Whisper v3 today, and it'll be coming soon to the API. It features improved performance across many languages, and we think you're really gonna like it. Okay, number 5, customization. Fine-tuning has been working really well for GPT 3.5 since we launched it a few months ago. Starting today, we're gonna expand that to the 16K version of the model. Also starting today, we're inviting active fine-tuning users to apply for the GPT-4 fine-tuning experimental access program. The fine-tuning API is great for adapting our models to achieve better performance in a wide variety of applications with a relatively small amount of data. But you may want a model to learn a completely new knowledge domain, or to use a lot of secondary data. So today we're launching a new program called Custom Models. With custom models, our researchers will work closely with the company to help them make a great custom model, especially for them and their use case using our tools. This includes modifying every step of the model.
How much does that cost?
Doing additional domain-specific pre-training, a custom RL post-training process tailored for a specific domain, and whatever else. We won't be able to do this with many companies to start. It'll take a lot of work, and in the interest of expectations, at least initially, it won't be cheap. But if you're excited to push things as far as they can currently go, please get in touch with us, and we think we can do something pretty great. Okay, and then number
Probably
6.
like tens of thousands of
We're
dollars.
doubling the tokens per minute for all of our established GPT-4 customers so that it's easier to do more. And you'll be able to request changes to further rate limits and quotas directly in your API account settings. In addition to these rate limits, it's important to do everything we can do to make you successful building on our platform. So we're introducing Copyright Shield. Copyright Shield means that we will step in and defend our customers and pay the cost incurred if you face legal claims around copyright infringement, and this applies both to ChatGPT Enterprise and the API.
Does that mean that the regular browser one that applies to? Because then, let's go, people in the comments telling me that ChatGPT just steals content. We've got legal immunity now. You just get OpenAI to fight your lawsuits for you.
And let me be clear, this is a good time to remind people, we do not train on data from the API or ChatGPT Enterprise ever. All right. There's actually one more developer request that's been even bigger than all of these. And so I'd like to talk about that now. And that's pricing.
Yeah, I still don't know if the developer API is what you get when you're just using like the regular ChatGPT. I have a feeling that we're going to have to use the playground now for these turbo features.
GPT-4 Turbo is the industry-leading model. It delivers a lot of improvements that we just covered.
Okay, we're going to have to do some math here.
We've heard from developers that there are a lot of things that they want to build, but GPT-4 just costs too much. They've told us that if we could decrease the cost by 20, 25%, that would be great, a huge leap forward.
Oh, it's going to be
super
more
excited
than
to announce
that.
We worked really hard on this, and GPT-4 Turbo, a better model, is considerably cheaper than GPT-4 by a factor of 3x for prompt tokens and 2x for completion tokens starting today.
Give me a word example, please.
So the new pricing is 1 cent per 1,000 prompt tokens and 3 cents per 1,000 completion tokens. For most customers, that will lead to a blended rate more than 2.75 times cheaper to use for GPT-4 Turbo than GPT-4. We worked super hard to make this happen. We hope you're as excited about it as we are.
I don't know what that translates into per words, but I know even for like GPT-3, it was like it was like 30 cents or something to do a novel. So it's going to be even cheaper than that. It's probably going to be like cents.
So we decided to prioritize price first because we had to choose one or the other, but we're going to work on speed next. We know that speed is important too. Soon you will notice GPT-4 Turbo becoming a lot faster. We're also decreasing the cost of GPT 3.5 Turbo 16K. Also, input tokens are 3x less and output tokens are 2x less, which means that GPT 3.5 16K is now cheaper than the previous GPT 3.5 4K model. Running a fine-tuned GPT 3.5 Turbo 16K version is also cheaper than the old fine-tuned 4K version.
Wait, let me look at this math here. Need to like, oop. How many words is 1,000 tokens in ChatGPT? Around 750 words. So let's say, okay, so 750 words is 0.0003 cents, right? And what's like 100,000 words divided by 750? So like 133 times 0.0003. So to write a 100,000 word novel, assuming that you don't have to redo any prompts, it's like 4 cents, which is nuts. That's crazy.
Okay, so we just covered a lot about the model itself. We hope that these changes address your feedback. We're really excited to bring all of these improvements to everybody now. In all of this, we're lucky to have a partner who is instrumental.
Wait, I'm paying like $20 a month for GPT Plus. I'm just gonna switch to using GPT-4 Turbo.
In making it happen. So I'd like to bring on a special guest, Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft. Welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Satya, thanks so much for coming here.
It's fantastic to be here, and Sam, congrats. I mean, I'm really looking forward to Turbo and everything else that you have coming. It's been just fantastic partnering with you guys.
2 questions. Won't take too much of your time. How is Microsoft thinking about the partnership currently?
Look, first, we love you guys. No, it's been fantastic.
Yeah, if I could afford to buy Microsoft stock right now, I would, because they're gonna go crazy from this.
Fantastic for us. In fact, I remember the first time I think you reached out and said, "Hey, do you have some Azure credits?" We've come a long way from there.
Thank you for this. That was great.
You guys have built something magical. I mean, quite frankly, there are two things for us when it comes to the partnership. The first is these workloads, and even when I was listening backstage to how you're describing what's coming, even it's just so different and new. I've been in this infrastructure business for 3 decades.
No one has ever seen it.
Yeah, and the workload, the pattern of the workload, these training jobs are so synchronous and so large and so data parallel. And so the first thing that we have been doing is building in partnership with you the system, all the way from thinking from power to the DC to the rack to the accelerators to the network, and just really the shape of Azure has drastically changed, and it's changing rapidly in support of these models that you're building. And so our job number one is to build the best system so that you can build the best models and then make that all available to developers. And so the other thing is we ourselves are developers. So we're building products. In fact, my own conviction of this entire generation of foundation models completely changed the first time I saw GitHub Copilot on GPT. And so we want to build our Copilot, GitHub Copilot, all as developers on top of OpenAI APIs. And so we're very committed to that. And what does that mean to developers? Look, I always think of Microsoft as a platform company, a developer company, and a partner company. And so we want to make, for example, we want to make GitHub available, GitHub Copilot available as the enterprise edition available to all the attendees here so that they can try it out. That's awesome. Yeah, we're very excited about that. And you can count on us to build the best infrastructure in Azure with your API support and bring it to all of you. And then even things like the Azure Marketplace. So for developers who are building products out here to get to the market rapidly. So that's sort of really our intent here.
Great. And how do you think about the future? Future of the partnership or future of AI or whatever?
Yeah,
anything you want.
That's, there are a couple of things for me that I think are going to be very, very key for us. Right? One is I just described how the systems that are needed as you aggressively push forward on your roadmap requires us to be on the top of our game. And we intend fully to commit ourselves deeply to making sure you all, as builders of these foundation models, have not only the best systems for training and inference, but the most compute so that you can keep pushing forward on the frontiers. Because I think that's the way we're going to make progress. The second thing I think both of us care about, in fact, quite frankly, the thing that excited both sides to come together is your mission and our mission. Our mission is to empower every person in every organization on the planet to achieve more. And to me, ultimately, AI is only going to be useful if it truly does empower. Right? I mean, I saw the video you played earlier, and that was fantastic to see hear those voices describe what AI meant for them and what they were able to achieve. So ultimately, it's about being able to.
But that's not the main thing. And you know, with Price, actually, he can generate images and much more. And we heard your feedback that model.
Okay.
With all the latest improvements, including the latest knowledge cutoff, which we'll continue to update. That's all live today. It can now browse the web when it needs to, write and run code, analyze data, take and generate images, and much more. And we heard your feedback that model picker, extremely annoying. That is gone starting today. You will not have to click around the drop-down menu. All of this will just work together. ChatGPT, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
ChatGPT will just know what to use and when you need it. But that's not the main thing.
So you're going to have to say, like, generate an image
developer
to get
request. There was
all
one
the
that was even
work.
bigger than that. And I want to talk about where we're headed, and the main thing we're here to talk about today. So we believe that if you give people better tools, they will do amazing things. We know that people want AI that is smarter, more personal, more customizable, can do more on your behalf. Eventually, you'll just ask a computer for what you need, and it'll do all of these tasks for you. These capabilities are often talked in the AI field about as agents. The upsides of this are going to be tremendous. At OpenAI, we really believe that gradual iterative deployment is the best way to address the safety issues, the safety challenges with AI. We think it's especially important to move carefully towards this future of agents. It's going to require a lot of technical work and a lot of thoughtful consideration by society. So today, we're taking our first small step that moves us towards this future. We're thrilled to introduce GPTs. GPTs are tailored versions of ChatGPT for a specific purpose. You can build a GPT, a customized version of ChatGPT for almost anything. The instructions, expanded knowledge.
I wonder how difficult this is going to be. I might make a Raider one with all my prompts built in for myself, if nothing else, and then other people could use it too.
Knowledge and actions, and then you can publish it for others to use. And because they combine instructions, expanded knowledge, and actions, they can be more helpful to you. They can work better in many contexts, and they can give you better control.
It can be rating
They
specific,
make it easier for you to accomplish all sorts of tasks or just have more fun, and you'll be able to use them.
like fiction specific.
You can, in effect, program a GPT with language just by talking to it. It's easy to customize the behavior so that it fits what you want. This makes building them very accessible, and it gives agency to everyone. So we're going to show you what GPTs are, how to use them, how to build them, and then we're going to talk about how they'll be distributed and discovered. And then after that, for developers, we're going to show you how to build these agent-like experiences into your own apps. So first, let's look at a few examples. Our partners at code.org are working hard to expand computer science in schools. They've got a curriculum that is used by tens of millions of students worldwide. Code.org crafted Lesson Planner GPT to help teachers provide a more engaging experience for middle schoolers. If a teacher asks it to explain for loops in a creative way, it does just that. In this case, it'll do it in terms of a video game character, repeatedly picking up coins, super easy to understand for an 8th grader. As you can see, this GPT brings together code.org's extensive curriculum and expertise and lets teachers adapt it to their needs quickly and easily. Next, Canva has built a GPT that lets you start designing by describing what you want in natural language. If you say, make a poster for a dev day reception this afternoon, this evening, and you give it some details, it'll generate a few options to start with by hitting Canva's APIs. Now, this concept may be familiar to some of you. We've evolved our plugins to be custom actions for GPTs.
I can just tell it to make YouTube thumbnails for me
And when you see one you like,
without having to
you
open
can Canva for the full
Canva.
design experience. So now, we'd like to show you a GPT live. Zapier has built a GPT that lets you perform actions across 6,000 applications to unlock all kinds of integration possibilities. I'd like to introduce Jessica, one of our solutions architects, who's going to drive this demo. Welcome, Jessica.
Thank you, Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. My name is Jessica Shea. I work with partners and customers to bring their product to life. And today, I can't wait to show you how hard we've been working on this. So let's get started. So to start, where your GPT will live is on this upper left corner. I'm going to start with clicking on the Zapier AI actions. And on the right-hand side, you can see that's my calendar for today. So it's quite a day. I've already used this before, so it's actually already connected to my calendar. To start, I can ask, what's on my schedule for today? We build GPTs with security in mind. So before it performs any action or share data, it will ask for
AI virtual assistants are here.
your permission. So right here, I'm going to say aloud. So GPT is designed to take in your instructions, make a decision on which capability to call to perform that action, and then execute that for you. So you can see right here, it's already connected to my calendar. It pulls into my information, and then I've also prompted it to identify conflicts on my calendar. So you can see right here, it actually was able to identify that. So it looks like I have something coming up. So what if I want to let Sam know that I have to leave early? So right here I say, let Sam know, I gotta go, chasing GPUs. So with that, I'm gonna swap to my conversation with Sam, and then I'm gonna say, yes, please run that. Sam, did you get that?
I did.
Awesome.
I mean, for one sentence, it takes the same amount of time to just manually do it, so I don't know.
So
for emails,
this
it might
is
be
only
good,
a
but
glimpse of what is possible, and I cannot wait to see what you all will build. Thank you, and back to you, Sam.
Thank you, Jessica. So those are 3 great examples. In addition to these, there are many more kinds of GPTs that people are creating, and many, many more that will be created soon. We know that many people who want to build a GPT don't know how to code. We've made it so that you can program a GPT just by having a conversation. We believe that natural language is going to be a big part of how people use computers in the future, and we think this is an interesting early example. So I'd like to show you how to build one.
I'm definitely going to do this. I don't know when, how soon it'll be, but I'll try and make one of these.
All right, so I'm going to create a GPT that helps give founders and developers advice when starting new projects. I'm going to go to create a GPT here, and this drops me into the GPT builder. I worked with founders for years at YC, and still, whenever I meet developers, the questions I get are always about how do I think about a business idea, can you give me some advice? I'm going to see if I can build a GPT to help with that. So to start, GPT Builder asks me what I want to make. And I'm going to say I want to help startup founders think through their business ideas and get advice after the founder has gotten some advice. Grill them on why they are not growing faster. All right, so to start off, I just tell the GPT a little bit about what I want here. And it's going to go off and start thinking about that, and it's going to write some detailed instructions for the GPT. It's also going to, let's see, ask me about a name. How do I feel about Startup Mentor? That's fine. That's good. So if I didn't like the name, of course, I could call it something else, but it's going to try to have this conversation with me and start there. And you can see here on the right in the preview mode that it's already starting to fill out the GPT, where it says what it does. It has some ideas of additional questions that I could ask. And so it just generated a candidate. Of course, I could regenerate that or change it, but I sort of like that. So I will say, that's great. And you see now that the GPT is being built out a little bit more as we go. Now, what I want this to do, how it can interact with users, I could talk about style here. But what I'm going to say is I am going to upload transcripts.
Oh, this would be good. So I'll just be like, pick your genre, 1 to like 12, and then like give me like 1 paragraph description of your story, and then it just like spits out the plot outline
of some lectures
this would be great.
About startups I have given. Please give advice based off of those. All right. So now it's going to go figure out how to do that. And I would like to show you the configure tab. So you can see some of the things that were built out here as we were going by the builder itself. And you can see that there's capabilities here that I can enable. I could add custom actions. These are all fine to leave. I'm going to upload a file. So here is a lecture that I picked that I gave with some startup advice. And I'm going to add that here. In terms of these questions, this is a dumb one. The rest of those are reasonable and like very much things founders often ask. I'm going to add one more thing to the instructions here, which is be concise and constructive with feedback. All right. So again, if we had more time, I'd show you a bunch of other things, but this is like a decent start. And now we can try it out over on this preview tab. So I will say, what's a common question? What are 3 things to look? What are 3 things to look for when hiring employees at an early stage startup? Now it's going to look at that document I uploaded. It'll also have, of course, all of the background knowledge of GPT-4. That's pretty good. Those are 3 things that I definitely have said many times. Now we could go on and it would start following the other instructions and grill me on why I'm not growing faster. But in the interest of time, I'm going to skip that. I'm going to publish this only to me for now. I can work on it later. I can add more content. I can add a few actions that I think would be useful, and then I can share it publicly. So that's what it looks like to create a GPT. Thank you.
It's easy enough.
By the way, I always wanted to do that after like all of the YC office hours. I always thought, man, someday I'll be able to make a bot that will do this, and that'll be awesome. So with GPTs, we're letting people easily share and discover all the fun ways that they use ChatGPT with the world. You can make private GPTs, like I just did. Or you can share your creations publicly with a link for anyone to use. Or if you're on ChatGPT Enterprise, you can make GPTs just for your company. And later this month, we're going to launch the GPT store. You can list a GPT. Thank you. I appreciate it. You can list a GPT there, and we'll be able to feature the best and the most popular GPTs. Of course, we'll make sure that GPTs in the store follow our policies before they're accessible. Revenue sharing is important, though.
By store, I didn't see any prices there. Are you going to be able to like sell these?
We're going to pay people who build the most useful and the most used GPTs a portion of our revenue.
Okay, so you don't charge users. It's just OpenAI is going to have like a fund that it pays people from.
We're excited to foster a vibrant ecosystem with the GPT store. Just from what we've been building ourselves over the weekend, we're confident there's going to be a lot of great stuff. We're excited to share more information soon. So those are GPTs, and we can't wait to see what you build. But this is a developer conference, and the coolest thing about this is that we're bringing the same concept to the API.
Okay. This is gonna go over my head and most
Many of you
people's
have
heads.
already been building agent-like experiences on the API. For
I'm
example,
not gonna be doing
Shopify
that.
Sidekick, which lets you take actions on the platform. Persistent threads, so they don't have to figure out how to deal with long conversations.
The developer experience for you all to build assistive agents. So let's dive right in. So,
No, we're not
AI
gonna do
and UI
that.
developer dashboard. So here, if I go ahead and click on threads,
All right, so that Assistance API goes into beta today, and we are super excited to see what you all do with it. Anybody can enable it. Over time, GPTs and assistants, our precursors to agents, are going to be able to do much, much more. They'll gradually be able to plan and to perform more complex actions on your behalf. As I mentioned before, we really believe in the importance of gradual iterative deployment. We believe it's important for people to start building with and using these agents now to get a feel for what the world is going to be like as they become more capable. And as we've always done, we'll continue to update our systems based off of your feedback. So we're super excited that we got to share all of this with you today. We introduced GPTs, custom versions of ChatGPT that combine instructions, extended knowledge, and actions. We launched the Assistance API to make it easier to build assisted experiences with your own apps. These are our first steps towards AI agents, and we'll be increasing their capabilities over time. We introduced a new GPT-4 Turbo model that delivers improved function calling, knowledge, lowered pricing, new modalities, and more. And we're deepening our partnership with Microsoft. In closing,
I hope that copyright shield applies to just like regular ChatGPT. Sounds like it might only be the API.
Take a minute to thank the team that creates all of this. OpenAI has got remarkable talent density, but still, it takes a huge amount of hard work and coordination to make all this happen. I truly believe that I've got the best colleagues in the world. I feel incredibly grateful to get to work with them. We do all of this because we believe that AI is going to be a technological and societal revolution. It will change the world in many ways, and we're happy to get to work on something that will empower all of you to build so much for all of us. We talked about earlier how if you give people better tools, they can change the world. We believe that AI will be about individual empowerment and agency at a scale that we've never seen before. We hope that you'll come back next year. What we launch today is going to look very quaint relative to what we're busy creating for you now. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for coming here today.
Oh, that's some interesting foreshadowing. Okay, I'm gonna jump over to ChatGPT and do my chapter for today then. Grab, let me see here. Where is Dwarven routine? Okay. We will put that there. Let me get my outline and my draft. One of those there. Ooh, I probably just like lit my face up, huh? Okay, if I do this, then I can kind of flip between them more easily. Okay, so we got ChatGPT on the right here, and we've got the draft or the outline here. Why is my... Did I like minimize one of these? What's... Should have the one that's behind it. Let's see. This is outline. This is, I need to change this to be this. No, I need to change this one to be this. I'm confused. Why is that not working? It looks like the same document. This is the draft, but it's not showing up as the draft. There we go. Okay, I can put this one here. Okay, so this is the outline, and then if I minimize that, we can see the draft. Great. Okay. This one's gonna suck, actually. I was reading through it earlier. This seems like it's gonna be difficult. Then let's put ChatGPT over on this screen. It's gonna be hard though, because I'm not gonna be able to see my streaming thing, so I might not have the right window open at times. Whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna do chapter 3. So this is after the mining cave-in from the last chapter. We're going to do that. And then I think I actually want to take this and put that in the next chapter, potentially. So we're basically having two main sections of this chapter. It's like recovering from the cave-in and then like daydreaming about the mines. And I think I'm going to have to like really edit this one because I don't know how it's going to go. Well, let's, where's my starting chapter prompt? Take this, yoink. Okay. That's the end of chapter 2. Now let's begin the next chapter, chapter 3. This chapter should start with something. This chapter should start after the cave-in with facing several setbacks and struggles as he attempts to regain Okay, this should be 1,000 words long. Now we're gonna say, describe the damage caused by the cave-in in great detail, including how it disrupts the mining to shortage of resources and work delays. Take this one too. Safety measures are heightened. So this chapter might only be like 600 words, and I'm gonna have to expand it later, but not gonna say nightmares there. Increased workload combined with aspirations for adventure creates a sense of restlessness and impatience in Hermes, not herpes. One plot point at a time. Once you've done this, provide focus on only describing the aftermath of the cave. Initial aftermath. Okay, let's run that. So we're done with this. Okay, now we're gonna go to the draft. We will zoom down here. Start chapter 3. Shadows of the Past. I don't know if I like that chapter name, but it's fine for now. Let's see, what do we got? In the wake of the cave-in, life in the mines took a drastic turn. Safety measures were heightened. Okay, that seems fine. What do we want to do next in the outline? We want to this I'm gonna skip and we're gonna put it in the next chapter, so I guess I'll just do this like purple for now. And we're gonna do another prompt. Oh, that's long, but it's fine. Delete that out. Okay. Let's continue to the next section of the chapter. The main point of this section is to Focus on, illustrate, show Hermes adventure, greater detail. Delete all of this. Hermes often finds himself daydreaming while working in the mines, imagining vast unexplored landscapes, feeling the wind in his beard. I added this already this afternoon into like a previous chapter. Hands for the thrill of discovery. Longing goes beyond a simple desire for change. That's gonna go in the next chapter. Okay, so that's gonna be like the whole prompt. Remember, you're working through one plot point at a time. This post should only focus on describing longing for adventure outside of the mines. Okay. Do that. Does that look good? Yes. Let's go ahead with that. Okay, so that one is done. Boop. This is done. And then we're going to take the purple stuff into this after he's received the letter. We want to have this big explanation of why they disapprove of his reasons for becoming a sailor. Okay, so we can do this and this. We'll take this here. This is like written in a very ChatGPT way that's going to require editing, but it's fine for right now. Let's see what we got. Longing for adventure. Lost in daydreams. So describe sailing stuff specifically. Highlight that to come back to during editing. Oh, it did it afterwards. Never mind. Could see himself standing on the shores of an unknown sea, feeling the cool breeze ruffle his beard and the salty spray of the ocean in his face. That's good. Discovery, uncharted depths of the earth. Okay, so that is 1,000 words. And I don't know how long I've been doing this, not very long, because that's only 2 prompts. Do I want to do another chapter tonight, or do I want to go to bed? I don't know. I think I'm probably going to stop, but how much is the next chapter? How many prompts is it going to take? So this will be 1. This is part of the description. Okay, that's going to be 1. Probably 2. There's a lot of stuff to include there. So we'll say like 2 prompts there. 1 or 2 prompts there. I don't know. I did 1,000 words and I said that we should do like 1,000 words a day. So I think because I did like the whole video recap and stuff too, we're just gonna go with that. We got our 1,000 words for today. Tomorrow, I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to do like a bunch of voiceover and editing, so I might just have like a time lapse of myself doing like a bunch of prompts. I'll probably like knock out 2 or 3 chapters tomorrow, but not like seriously edited and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe if I schedule a live stream too, people can show up and ask questions. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know how much I should do like a daily video for the next 20 days. If it's just going to be the same process repeated, I don't know if people want to actually see like the story. The point was more to focus on the process as opposed to like following the story, but it seems like people are invested in giving me advice on how to change the story and stuff too. So I don't know, but we'll see. So yeah, big changes to this GPT-4 Turbo thing. I'm going to have to look into whether I should cancel GPT Plus and use the playground instead. I don't know where this Turbo ability is going to be. I'll have to look into that. And then we're going to eventually try and make our own GPT-4 writer. Actually, let me see. Can I like see that anywhere in here? Is there like an option? I don't know where. Settings and beta. Beta features, plugins. I don't know if that's probably not rolled out for me yet. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. But anyways, that's it for now. Very rough, unedited video tonight, but that's what I have time for. So I will slap a thumbnail on this and schedule it to go up tomorrow morning, I guess, as the video of the day. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. I don't think anyone is here live, but if you are, thanks for watching, and see you later. You will not be able to reconnect. Your stream will stop and you will no longer be able